Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. Welcome everyone to the PT Legends show. I am your host, Scott Carpenter, and with me are my co-hosts, Dave Bess and Will Schiller. And today's episode is how to double your group membership rates in one day. How to double your group memberships in one day. We're not joking. We have had complete amateurs do this in one day. It's insane. So we'll get to that. Before we get to that, this episode is, of course, brought to you by PT Legends, where we help you shatter the glass ceiling in your business by teaching you the exact steps on how to, at the very least, double your current monthly rates for new clients and charge your true value. What if every client paid 2 to 3 times more than they currently are? How would that change your business? How would that change your life? This is what we teach you how to do without any more work than you're already doing. And if you're interested, go to ptlegends.com or book a call from the link in the show notes if you're ready to learn more. And back to the show. So Dave and Will, welcome, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. And Will is now a big daddy. You're how many days in as a Faja?
7. 1 week.
1 week. Oh, you're looking good. Like, you're looking good. You don't really have the bags on the eyes. But you're wearing glasses today too. So maybe you're hiding a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, it's all an illusion. Yeah, guys. Hour by hour right now. That's my life motto, as I was telling you guys before. So happy to join the club of being a dad so I can fit in with you guys. That's and go from there.
I feel like you're much more of a natural dad than Dave and I, who are perpetual. Like Dave and I are like 8 to 9 years old on a maturity standpoint.
I don't know about that. I'm going to be hitting you guys up for dad advice. That's for sure.
We have plenty of that too. That's for sure.
I don't know if it's good dad advice at all, but
we got
it. I'll take whatever I can get. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are, if you notice, we aren't running the Amazing Dad podcast.
All good. I'd rather this one.
Yeah, I'm staying in my lane, man. I'm staying in my lane. So we're going to talk about how to double your group membership rates in literally one day. Okay. And I don't know if we've really talked about this before, but I know high ticket sales and transformational products, you can bolt it on to any of your gyms, or if you're an independent trainer or even online, like all the high ticket sales works. I know it scares the crap out of so many people. But what I don't know, and I don't even know if I covered this in the book, I maybe like a sentence or two in the book, but even if you don't sell a single transformational program at all at $2,000, $3,000, $6,000, what it enables you to do is take your crappy group membership rate, okay, and at least double it. So, Dave, we just signed up. It was Robert, right?
It was one of the. We have 2 new Roberts.
Well, 2 new Roberts.
It was one of the Roberts.
Yep. One of the Roberts out of Texas, right? Midlothian, Texas. Yep. And same old story, guys. Where he's got rates anywhere from like $129 to $169 a month for his group. I don't think he's affiliated as a CrossFit. He may or may not be. I can't remember. But it's CrossFit type stuff. Large group and similar prices. And guys, this works even if your monthly rate is $220. Okay. But he was doing that. He can do that. Maybe a sprinkling of PT, a sprinkling of nutrition coaching, right?
Yep.
But he just started with us. Okay. And Dave gets people ready to sell a high ticket program within days, right? Here's all the educational materials. We hop on calls with Dave. We've got our live weekly calls, right? Where you learn it and get in your reps on it. But you you can be ready to sell this within days, which he was. And what happened on his very first consultation, Dave? Because I don't know the specifics. I just know the result.
Yeah. So it was my first conversation with him. And I think his rate is closer to that $120. So this week, it was literally, we had a 45-minute conversation, and I just gave him very high level details of what his mentorship program was. Like at this point, if you ask him, he has no idea what the hell he's selling in his mentorship program. Right. That will come after the next 3 to 7 days. But I go, put it as an item on your menu and say, this is a program that changes lives. So that's all he knows about the mentorship program now. He might know a couple other the bullet points, but that's it. I'm like, every person that comes in moving forward, I have a $2,000 program that's going to rock your socks and change your life. And then they're going to freeze up, Robert, because you don't know how to communicate it. That's fine. Then you let them know right now, I don't believe you're at the right spot to tackle this thing head on. So what we're going to do is really build a solid foundation around some workouts and some baseline habits. The investment into that is $250 a month. And he's 1 for 1. The 2K person, he almost had him at the 2K. Yeah. He did the transition and he's like, dude. And I sent him a Facebook message. I go, imagine a nuclear situation where Scott, Will, and myself, we're all full of shit and we don't know teach how to sell transformational programs. Worst case scenario, we've just increased your rate to 250. Think about that.
Think about that alone. Okay. Think about what your revenue is in your take home. So now imagine you double your rates. So your revenue doubles with not even 1 minute of more work. Okay. Just imagine you doubled your rates and you did this. Holy shit. You're doubling your revenue, which more than doubles your take home pay, because obviously it does not double your fixed expenses or your labor or anything like that. Like your take home pay is more than doubling. You're probably going up 2.5. So if you're making 50 grand, cool. Now you're making 125 grand, something like that. 100 grand at the very least, which it's more like 125 grand, 50 to 125 grand by learning how to double your prices. And it's that simple. We taught Robert in a matter. This is his consult that he did 3 days after starting up with us. You have to learn how to do this. It's going to change your life. Even if you balk at high ticket sales, even if you're like, hey, I don't even know how to fulfill that or what I would do. I don't even know if I'm worth that. Guys, you got to do this. It's going to change your business. And it's that simple. And he's a newbie. He's only been in business for a year. So he doesn't even have like all the experience and the confidence of somebody who's been in this for 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 years. And he was able to do it like that. It's going to work in any area. But if you're charging, here's the simple math of it, guys, is if you're charging 120 to 200, even $240 a month for your large group memberships, it's going to be a grind forever. It's going to be a grind forever. I mean, unless you're in a unicorn location, that people there's no competition in the high population or whatever, and people just flood in, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be difficult for you to hire people and pay them enough to have them stick with you, especially with inflation, right? Especially with the work ethic and especially with the shortage of finding people, right? And here's the thing, like if they can go work in an Amazon warehouse and make more than working with you, and it's steady work, I mean, you're going to lose those people at some point. They need to be able to have a livable and make it a career, a good wage. It's not all, you have to have a great culture. You have to be a good boss. But at the end of the day, if they can't pay their bills, they're not sticking with you no matter how great of a boss you are. So you need that. And if in order for you not to work 40, 50, 60 hours plus, you've got to be able to have enough room to pay people well. And here's the thing, you're probably not the best marketer either. Should you be doing your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, as much as they change all the time? Hell no. I'm probably sure it gives you anxiety just thinking about it. You need to operate like a real business and have money to pay an expert to do that for you, who will get you way better results anyways. Even if you need to do paid ads, I love it when we get gyms to the point where they don't even need to do paid ads. They don't want to do paid ads. That's wonderful. But you can't be the one cleaning the floors. You can't be the tech junkie, building out funnels and automations and running Facebook ads and getting in there and changing content and creative. There's only so many things you can do and do well. So you've got to have these rates or else it sucks. You're never going to be an owner. You're just going to be self-employed. All right, I was on my soapbox for a while, so yeah. I'll let you guys take over the mic.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Will to get his expert advice, connecting it kind of to the online space. But you know what's really cool? I talked to Robert, joined the call again today. He's walking a little bit taller today. You can just see it. His chest is pumped out. And he's like, I'm a fucking man. I can do this. So just with that small little win. For everybody out there, just put a $2,000 program and say, I changed lives. It's $2,000. Scare the crap out of them. You're going to feel like a boss when you double your rate and they sign up. It just opens up the floodgates to what's potential in your life. So that's a little side note from Robert. Like you could just tell, like he believes it. He believes it. He's like, this is 100% possible. Then now when he has the conversation on the right person with the right person in the right date that truly does need more than workouts, we're building up this brick, yellow brick road of confidence where basically he's going to hit a couple $2,000 transformation.
Oh yeah. He nearly knocked it out of the park on the first one.
Yep.
And if he'd be, obviously he was in this for literally like 3 days, right? And it was over the weekend, I believe. So it's not like he came to,
one call. He had a one-on-one call and then one of the calls. And the only actionable was be a boss and say, I have a program that's going to change your life. That's it. That's every listener out there. You guys can do this today. Uh-huh. You don't even have to book your book is amazing. They don't even have to read your book. They can listen to this podcast today, double their rates by just anchoring it with a mentorship program.
Yep.
Watch what happens.
It's crazy. It's just like that. His whole life and his whole business is going to change. And at the end of the day, he had just quit his full-time job, right? Because you can't do this and that. Mm-hmm. And, which is scary because now their income has gone way down and the gym isn't yet making the money it needs to sustain their household. Mm-hmm. And that's a scary place. I've been there. Shoot. Mm-hmm. When I got the first place and then I left Lifetime Fitness, when that place was losing $2,000 a month, that was scary. And that's another thing that you owners need to worry about out there too. Some of you are in that position and you guys take action because it's like, well, I either sell or learn how to do this or I don't eat. Mm. And that's a powerful motivator. But what about you guys who are comfortably bringing in 4 to 10K a month take home? That's the dangerous area where you're doing okay. You're not really happy or satisfied, or you have adjusted your expectations lower where now you're okay there. But you really, deep down, you've given up on your dream. You've given up on the dream business that you set out to build, and you've settled for what you have now. That is the dangerous spot because that is where all the inaction just sits, right? And you just get complacent. And sometimes you need to be shaken up. And if you're listening to this and that is you, I just spoke directly to you, you've got to go pause this, go into the show notes. And I don't remember what the hell I have in there, but shoot us an email or connect with us. Connect with us to book a call with us. You're just going to have to do it. If you're sitting there and that I'm not satisfied with where I'm at, but I'm pretending I am, or I just don't know what to do about it, book a call with us and we'll talk and I'll get to know, you'll talk to me and I'll get to see where you're at versus where you want to go and how your business operates right now. And we'll pull open some calculators and look at what you can do to get there. And quite often it's not that hard, but you got to be very targeted in what you do. You can change your whole business and direction of your whole life in a matter of 8 weeks. It's crazy, guys. We've got dozens and dozens of success stories just like that. So if you are sitting that in action where I'm just not satisfied with where I'm at now, book that call with me. Anyways, Keep hogging the mic today. I'm just on that soapbox today.
You're good, Scott. I like it. I like it.
I'm super motivated because like, you know, it's just awesome when you have this wave of the people that you're working with and your messages, like they're just boom, 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 boom. Like Will, like, so Will, you guys know Will now. He's been on a few episodes. Will helps gym owners and online coaches, but go into the online coaching space, right? Because starting a second location or growing to a third or a fourth, it takes cash. You're risking your time. If you lose a key person in one place, that's bad. If you lose a key person in two places, shit, right? And a lot of us, it's not worth that extra risk in growing with another location, but we still want to grow. And Will helps a lot. I mean, you're having a lot of our legend gym owners kick ass by bolting on online programs on top of what they're doing in their gyms. And Matt just had, what do you do? A 5K and 2.5s?
Yeah. Just under 10K. Yeah. In a day.
That was in one day. Yeah. I didn't know if that was in one day or 1 week or whatever. I saw that message. I'm like, hell yeah. So like those things, when we get a flood of these messaging, like I just get all jacked up, excited.
Hell yeah. 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 That's what's possible. But I mean, it starts with what we're talking about on this podcast here is doubling your rates and getting to the point where we're able to make decisions like that. And it's funny because everything we're talking about on this podcast, it's simple. Sure, maybe it's not easy, but it's simple. It's simple to do. It doesn't have to be this big, complex system and all of these different steps that you need to take inside your business. Like, what would it look like if you went from 150 to 250 for your group training? Like, literally think about that in your Stripe account or your monthly finances, how you're paying your bills, how you're paying yourself. Like you're saying, Scott, it doesn't have to be this big approach inside of your coaching business. And something that's most important that you're speaking to there, Dave, is the biggest thing when it comes to making these sales is you don't have to totally change the fulfillment or how things are structured. It's literally the clarity, the confidence, and the conviction that you have in how you explain it and how you sell it, because that is what they're buying. Same with my world, with the online side of things. Like that is the common thread of everyone. So making sure that that's in alignment first and foremost is key, because I see with few conversations I have with gym owners is they get stuck in this way of thinking of, okay, here's my price point and it's low. And okay, so in order for me to get to XYZ per month, I need to sell X number of $100 memberships or $150 memberships. And that's how they think for years and years and years. And they dig themselves in this hole for months and years and years and years. When you have a conversation with us, we're just lending you a different perspective. Not selling you anything. We're just lending you a different perspective. And then if you want to have a conversation with us about what that could look like to get you there, absolutely, we'd be willing to do that. But first, we want to show you a different perspective, show you a new possibility inside of your business, and think about what that could look like inside of your life, inside of your business. And then we can go from there. And then the possibilities that you're talking about, me, Scott, with the online, the possibilities open up from there. But first, you need to get there. And understanding that quick process, because it is a quick process, is key, but it's a mindset shift. It's a perspective shift first and foremost. So
it is. And a lot of people don't even know it's possible, right? And
that's what I mean.
I mean, we're just on God, it happened twice. Dave, we had the CEO of a huge company on talking about it, right? And then somebody else put in a form for me to somebody that we work with, a PT Legend gym owner, nominated another gym owner to get a free copy of the book. So I contacted them, let them know that they had that, and send me the address, let me know where to ship it. And they're like, cool, thank you. By the way, I'm already kind of doing a high ticket thing. I'm like, oh, that's great, man. That's really good. You're ahead of the curve. Like, what are your rates? And it's a 12-week program. It's like $750. And I'm like, holy shit. And this is it. You just don't know what you don't know. You don't know the possibilities of it. It's almost like the Matrix. Like you got the red pill and the blue pill kind of thing. And it's like, that's great what you're doing. But do you know you can charge 4 times that amount and people will happily pay that and they will get better results from it? It sounds crazy, but we're doing, like, dozens of gyms are doing this all over the place. This is what we teach you how to do. And it's wild that you just don't know your own value, right? But we had to learn that. We did the same thing. Underground Fitness, the first studio, was doing memberships at 99, 149, and I think it was 169 for 2X, 3X, and unlimited. Right. And one-on-ones were anywhere from like 65 to I think 85 initially, something like that. And we did that for years. Then we brought in semi-private at 30 and 40 a session. Mm-hmm. It's 30 at first. Then we went to 40. Like, oh shit. You know, at the higher demographic areas, we went to 40 and we're like, oh my God. And we just shot ourselves in the foot year after year after year and struggled year after year after year after year after year. Because we didn't know it was possible until we did.
I want to chime in, and this is running the Arrowhead location for all the years. Like the first probably like 4 to 5 years, like I was happy. I was happy charging. Like with us, it wasn't the group 150, but the 240 to 320. Like that was the sweet spot with semi-private training. For the first few years, I was happy. But I hit this moment in time to where I knew that there was something bigger out there, something more. And I remember how frustrated I was that people were spending a little bit of money and we're giving them some great workouts. They weren't seeing the end result. And but more importantly, how unsatisfied that I felt. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that for, you know this, Scott, I felt like that for like 2.5, 3 years. And Will and I both went into, was it Lynn Tring was a mastermind that we went in together. And I remember hearing exactly what we're talking about today. I remember hearing it in late 2019 before the pandemic. And I was like, fuck, this is possible. So I remember that light bulb moment. And I hope everyone listening out there today, I hope you're fed up. I hope you feel freaking defeated and sour at the world that you're only charging 150 to 200 bucks. Because I know you probably, if you were like me, you enjoyed it out of the gate. But doing it year after year after year, I know there's something bigger out there. So it goes back to that, Robert, that shift of the second that you double it and you sell it, it's limitless possibilities. And I know now that I don't just make a whole hell of a lot more money and make a bigger impact, but I know that I feel like a boss again and I'm happy because I'm actually charging my value. But hey, we've been there.
You have worth in the world. It's a whole different ballgame. It changes your life. You're right. It really does. It changes your life tremendously when you know you have value in the marketplace. You can command a value, and what you do is important and impactful, changes lives, and is worth it. That sort of shift gives you a lot of purpose. And then you approach these consultations in a whole different way when you have that. Like Will was saying, the confidence, the conviction. Mm-hmm. Now you are morally obligated to change these lives. And you just approach it totally differently. Like you're crazy if you don't do this. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that yet, or if you've lost that, like, you got to get that back. You got to get that back. You got to surround yourself with people who are sharing this message and living this message. You have to. Changes the ball game. It makes work not become work anymore. It becomes fun again. And that's what I lost after so many years in the business. And just putting out fire after fire after fire, HR issues and, people complaining and dick pics and you name it. It becomes a job after a while. And that sucks. Because you don't want to work a job. Nobody wants to work a job. That's why you do what you do. That's probably a good place to wrap it up. I just go on forever because of how fired up I am today.
Bottom line is you don't even have to, you can rig this thing up with a pen and a piece of paper. You're actionable to take away. Write down this for anyone reaching. I have awful handwriting right here. I'm writing it. Just do this. Transformation, $2,000, put it in your price binder. That's your actionable to do it. Do it right now. Just do that. And then 1.5 to 2x your rate. And confidently say, I'll change your life for $2,000. You don't know how, it doesn't matter. It shocks them. And then say, you're not ready for that. Let's focus on building a foundation around workouts. That's it, guys. It works.
Absolutely. 1.5 to 2x your rates tomorrow. Change that price today. Do it tomorrow. You can double your rates just like Robert did. Going from that 129-ish or whatever, you went to 250, bam. 0 objections. Look like you were giving it away. Just like that, he's going to turn around his entire life for him and his wife. Just like that. That's it. So guys, thank you for tuning into this episode. This one is important. Okay. So yeah, leave us a 5-star review, right? If you got out of it, what you need to get out of it. But more importantly, this one is so important. I need you to share this one. Share this episode with 2 or 3 other gym owners who need to hear this message. Share it with 2 to 3 other gym owners who you want to do this with. Okay? So you can start making this more of a community and commit to this kind of stuff. So share this episode. It's going to be a really, really important one. This message has to get out. It has to get out. I mean, it's a sad world if Orange Theory is charging more than you. Come on, get it together. All right. So share this one, drop us a review, make sure to subscribe to this podcast. Check out our free resources in the show notes so we can help you crush your goals and build your dream business. There's going to be a booking link for call. If you're like, hey, that was me, who I've just been sitting, being complacent, and I haven't taken much action on anything or had any traction. Book a call with me. We'll talk. Otherwise, guys, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week on the PT Legends Show. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's 7-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.